Good. Talk.
Hi. They can't hear me.
They can hear you.
Hi. Hi. Huh? Hey, Daddy, they can speak to me.
They can't speak to you?
Is it
They
up?
can't speak to you, but they can type to you.
Yeah. Hi.
You're also right there. You gotta tell them what your name is.
My name is Raiden.
And what are you doing tonight, Raiden? Are you painting? Put that back on. Don't take that off.
I want to hear everybody with it.
You gotta put it back on.
Please don't hear everybody
You
with it.
can't hear anybody. No one.
Hi.
They can't talk to you. They can only type to you.
Hi.
Alright. Can Daddy have his chair back?
Okay.
Tell everybody I see you later.
No.
Say bye, everybody.
No, I don't want to say bye.
You don't want to say bye?
I'll talk.
You can talk to them.
Bye. Hi.
No,
Hi. Huh?
no one said anything yet.
Hi.
Say tonight.
Tonight? No.
Please stop.
Hi.
Tell everybody what we're doing tonight. Say tonight.
Tonight.
We are going to paint
Paint.
Thousand Suns.
That is fun.
Tell Deck Knight. Say, what's up, Deck Knight?
Get that night.
What's going on, brother? Nice to see you.
Nice to see it.
They can't hear you when you hold that.
Hi.
He said hi. He said it right there.
Hi.
You don't have to keep saying hi. He said it already. You said it back. Say, how's your night?
How you night?
Let go of the microphone. I'm teaching you here.
No.
He's watching himself in the replay right now. Thanks, man. It's good to be back after a long hiatus and my pile of shame growing. It's time to get back to work, right? Stop playing with the microphone because you're messing up with everybody's ears. Okay?
Hi.
You can stop saying hi too.
How your weekend?
It's not. I'm not even gonna touch
How
that.
your weekend? How your weekend?
You gotta wait, dude. You gotta wait for them to answer
Hi. Hi.
you. All right. I'm gonna commandeer everything back. Thank you. Oh, there's a big Okay, let me do that. He said, listen, look at me. He said his weekend was good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, buddy. Go watch your show. Let Daddy start working. Okay? You can help me paint later. Tell him bye.
Hi.
All right, go watch your show. I'll come get you in a little bit. Okay? You know what? You can stand there. If you want to stand there and look, you can stand there and look.
What's my thing over there?
Please stop. I guess I'm going to have to start doing these streams later. Buddy, I need you to stop now, okay? Look at me. Hey, give me 1 sec, Deck Knight. Hey. Right here. Look at me. Look at me.
Daddy, I want to put these away.
Alright, stop. Stop. Don't touch. Look at me. Hey. Hey. Please stop. Look at Daddy. Hey. Look at me.
What's your hand right there? Daddy, what's your hand?
Look at me.
What?
I need you to stop.
Daddy,
Okay.
what's your hand right there?
Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Thank you. Now go watch your TV show before you go to bed. Okay? Thank you. We have so many mics that are open right now. Okay, that's better. Alright. So, I know, Deck Knight, you weren't on last night. It's alright. We were working on one of the... What's the matter? If you sit here, you have to sit here. You can't touch, okay? We were working on one of my third mutilith beasts. I'll put him under the camera. We got a lot done in the couple hours that I was on last night.
Daddy, where's the face?
Did a little different on this guy than I had the other ones. I actually used fluorescent paint for the pink.
Daddy, I want to touch him.
You want to touch? Go ahead, you can touch him. Just don't pull too hard, okay?
Wow, what is this on his tail?
It's got some tongues and some spikes.
Ooh, I want to touch him. I want to touch him.
Just gentle. Okay.
Daddy, I'm gentle.
So, we got a decent amount of work. I also, what I did differently on this one than I did the other ones is I used white inside here and I airbrushed the very light blue to try to give it like a glow effect, like his tongues are coming out of the warp. That's what we're going to finish tonight. We're going to finish the tongues and we're going to get the base going so we can finally get this guy table ready. Alright, enough now. Come on. Go sit and watch your show. Apparently this is a paint challenge stream. Because my neurotic and needy child is going to sit in my lap the whole time I'm going to do it. Is that true? Yeah. So, challenge accepted. No one wants to look at your hands, dude. It's not funny. Alright, can you let Daddy paint now? Alright, stop. Oh, sure. Why don't you know what? I got a good idea. Why don't you go get your chair and come sit next to me? Here, go this way.
Hey, Daddy, I want to paint too.
You want to paint too? Sure, I'll give you a brush and I'll find you a guy you can paint too. You got your chair?
Yes.
Excellent.
I move over, Daddy.
Move over?
Yes.
Okay, I'll move over right here, okay? Careful.
Wait, you gotta...
So we're going to start working on this part, Ray Ray.
Daddy, wait, where's my paintbrush?
I will get you a paintbrush in just a second. Okay? Let's see. Here, you want a big dry brush?
Yeah.
A big dry brush? Okay, here. I want you to paint some skulls.
Okay, I know.
Do it nice and gentle.
I can't get paint.
No, you have some. You just got to do it nice and slow.
Oh, I know how to paint it. There's no paint.
There is paint.
There's no.
Yeah. You just got to do it nice and slow. See? Look, it's all coming off. See? You're doing it. Good job. Alright. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Daddy, there's no paint in there.
Sure there is.
No. I want some paint in this. Wait, I want to dump it in there?
No, this is Daddy's paint.
Oh, are you getting mine? Oh, I don't want to paint this gold. I
Okay.
want to paint that.
So let Daddy do this, okay?
This is not the Ray size.
It's not the Ray Ray size?
Yeah, that's the Ray. This one is the Ray.
No, put that down.
Oh, I can't get some paint to paint.
You know what? Give me a minute and I'll find you an old model you can paint if you want to.
And get some paint for me?
Yeah. So what else is going on, Deck? How's everything? No, not none of mine, buddy.
Oh, it's mine.
I'll get you a model in a second. Let Daddy finish this one. Please sit back. Oh, nice. Like visiting for the summer? Here, watch out, bud. Daddy's got to put this down.
Daddy?
Still dry brushing over there, kiddo?
Huh?
Still dry brushing over there?
Yeah, I want to get some paint with it.
Alright, give me a second.
Daddy, blue is my favorite color.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Blue is my favorite color.
Blue's your favorite color? Blue's my favorite color, too. Please, sit back, buddy. Brandon.
Is that juice?
No, it's not juice.
Is that juice right there?
No. Can you sit back and sit in your chair?
Daddy, there's no paint on mine. Daddy,
I'll get you some paint in a minute.
Daddy, now can get blue's my favorite.
Oh yeah, blue's your favorite?
Yeah.
Here, watch out.
Daddy.
Let Daddy finish what he's doing, and I will find you a model to paint, okay?
Yeah, blue's my favorite color.
Okay.
Daddy?
So we're just trying to get the enthusiasm, neurotic, you name it, he's got it. He does want to be very involved with the hobby, which I am very grateful for, because my older one wants to do it too. He actually wants to paint Tyranids. Right now, he's blowing the dirty paint water, as he likes to watch the ripples. I do have an old Zangor model that I used as test that I can give him to, I guess, mess around with.
Daddy, look!
Did you take one off?
Yeah.
Alright, don't take any more off, okay? Daddy needs all those. Here, put them right here. Put the skull right here. Okay, no more.
Oh, Daddy,
I'm gonna get you a model right now to go mess with, so you don't mess with Daddy's good stuff. Oh, hold on. Daddy sees something that I gotta fix.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
You got something to fix?
Yeah, I gotta fix this little spot right here. Don't do that.
Daddy, there's another spot right.
Stop. Leave those. Those are painted already.
Oh, there's no more for me to paint.
So yeah, Twitch is giving us issues right now on the multi-stream platform. I think I gotta look at my program. I gotta look at Streamlabs.
There's no paint on mine.
Okay, I'm gonna get you some paint.
Where?
I'm gonna get you some paint. I'm gonna get you some paint.
I need that. I want my Ray size.
I'll get you a Ray size. I gotta look into it a little bit more. But we will be back to a multi-stream platform here. Just probably not tonight. Give me one sec, guys. Let me find something to keep him occupied so I can try to at least get this done tonight. I'll be right back. I'm sure it's something simple, but I don't want to push the stream off any further than I have to. Please have a seat, because you're getting ready to go to bed here soon. If you're going to paint, pay attention to the paint. Only paint the model, not yourself. I'm sure it's something simple. I don't want to mess with it for too long. Alright. So, I'm going to mimic exactly what my other ones are. Alright, I'll get you a little more paint and then we're done, okay?
Okay.
This is it, buddy. Here you go. Sit down. Once you're done with that paint on that brush, that's it. Julio, what's up, bro? What's up, brah? So, Deck, we just got back from the Atlantic City Open. It was a heck of a weekend. It was definitely an experience. Julio, did you get the survey? Yep, just leave it in there. Put it in there and just put it down. Leave it in there. No, just leave it. Good job. Put your paint down to the side so you can finish it tomorrow.
No, I didn't finish.
I know, you're gonna finish it tomorrow. Please stop. Raiden. Oh. Guys, I apologize for my child. No, I didn't take the T-Suns. I actually took the World Eaters. I didn't have enough practice with the Thousand Suns.
Daddy, I'm getting these to paint.
When I'm done, buddy.
Paint.
I took the World Eaters this time because I didn't have enough practice with the T-Suns Codex.
Daddy, are you done with it?
And I didn't have the models that I needed to run a very good Grand Coven list. What?
Daddy, I want you to get something.
Sure, you can grab a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Good. Because I don't need you, stealing all my purple. Enough. No more. I unfortunately didn't, enough. You heard me?
Yes.
Enough. No more. I didn't do super hot. I went 3 and 4.
Daddy, I want to help you with that.
No.
Please?
No. I'm not going to sit here and badmouth the event either, but I did have a very bad game 4 where the judges ruled against me multiple times. With just bad rules interpretation. Luke, thanks for the sub, bro. Appreciate it. Can you sit back, please, Ray? Thank you, buddy. Sit down. I need you in your chair, please.
Daddy, I'm not doing it. There's no more.
What do you mean there's no more? There's no more what?
There's no bubble to me to paint.
Okay, so we'll do more tomorrow.
No, I'll get some a little bit. Okay, I got some little bit.
Okay.
Daddy, what's sailing?
So, lesson learned for tonight, boys. I am not going to be starting these streams at 8 o'clock anymore until this child goes to bed. Alright, enough. Enough now.
He's not done.
You are done.
No.
I need you to sit in your chair, please.
He's only get some little bit. Do.
Bro. You were taking all of my purple.
Sorry.
Sorry? Alright, no more taking Daddy's paint. Each time I look up, there's more and more missing from the pot.
Haha, I take it on your paint.
He said, aha, I'm taking all your paint. Thank you. Alright, enough now. I'm not kidding anymore. Alright. Boys, you gotta give me a minute, because it's time for him to go to bed. I'm gonna have to take a quick 5-minute thing here. Bro, let go. You just stole all of Daddy's paint.
Daddy, I'm not doing it.
You're done now.
No, I'm not.
Stop, you're gonna get paint all over, look, you're getting paint all over your hands. Put it down, right here. Put it down. You're done for tonight.
I'm not done.
I will be right back. Alright, boys. Sorry about that. Let's get back at it. Boys and girls, children of all ages. As, my son liked to use a quarter of my paint pot on, not really. The whole way upstairs, he's laughing. He's like, haha, I stole half of your paint. And I'm like, oh, that's not good, dude. But I'm glad he shows a little bit of interest. The big one shows a lot of interest. He doesn't stop talking about Julio and his Tyranids. So thanks, Julio, for creating another Xenos player. Appreciate you, bud. So I'm using Magos Purple on the tentacles here, which is a slight variation from the other two, but I'm going to highlight to get it up to what the other ones are once I get these done. Ooh, you were falling. You know what? You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn the Mickey Mouse off. I hear Mickey Mouse in the background. And also a happy belated Father's Day to anybody out there watching. Hope your weekend was a good one. Can you guys hear me okay? Is the music too loud? Is everything everything all right? guys still with me? Am I alone in this? No, it looks like everything's good. Just taking my time around the edges to make sure the paint flows exactly where I need it to. Looks like we're good. Let me see something here. Oh, excuse me. Let's see if that's gonna work. It should. I absolutely love the flow of the Magus purple. It's just such an easy contrast paint to use. Its coverage is great. If anybody's out there listening, can you hear me? Am I just sitting here talking to myself? Ah, perfect. Alright, I thought I was talking to myself. I didn't know if I was muted or... Deck Knight, is the music too loud or is everything alright? I haven't messed with my settings in quite some time and I just want to make sure everything's still functional. Yeah, it's no problem, man. You don't have to apologize. Perfect, I appreciate you, man. So, first set of tentacles is almost done. Tongues, tentacles, whatever the hell you want to call them. I need to clean up under there a little bit because that side's a little messy. There we go. Just clean up over here, and this one is done for the purple. I love how I look, and I'm like, oh, no, this is done, and I'm seeing some more spots that need a little touch up. All right. Now it's definitely done. First set of tentacles completed. Well, for the purple at least. So the plan is do a Magos purple for the base color, and then we're gonna dry brush highlight, or even steeple on or feather on some maybe a little bit brighter of a purple, or maybe even some pink. And then underneath, I'm gonna use I think it's a Killian green. Let me find it. Nope, Aethermatic blue. That's it. A Killian green is my normal power armor for the Thousand Suns. Aethermatic blue is going to be for the underside, and then I'm going to use my my airbrush blue for the drool and slobber, and then just a normal dirty tooth color for the teeth of the tentacles. So let him sit over there. We'll get the next one. Alright, let's grab the next one. Put these off to the side. This is probably one of the more tedious parts of the model to do, is the stuff with its mouth. Otherwise, this model isn't actually terrible to do. Alright, let me turn off this Mickey Mouse thing real quick. Alright. Back to purple. The only thing I should have done off stream to get it prepared for tonight was probably the base. But that's okay. So that's gonna take hours to dry. One of these streams I'll do, I'll have the base preset, so that way you guys could see how I do my bases for the Thousand Suns. Yeah. I needed a break. I was painting so much for a while, Deck, and I was specifically trying to get ready for ACO. I had to rush paint a lot of my World Eater stuff to get them tournament legal. And it made me dislike painting again because I felt rushed. But now that I'm not rushed, I actually feel okay about painting again. I can take my time, I can get it the way I want, make sure it's finished the way I want. And as any of these guys will tell you that know me, my Thousand Suns are probably my proudest painted army. We did see a guy though over the weekend at ACO that had a Space Wolves painted army, and it was so good he was actually featured in White Dwarf. They were absolutely gorgeous. Are you not playing anymore, Deck, or just not feeling it? Yeah, Julio, Ted's stuff was phenomenal. Oh, crap. No, you never play a game, huh? Do you have any local shops or anything? Do you have interest? Well, let me rephrase that. Do you have interest in playing the game at all? Just dig the minis. All right.
I know that was a big step for a few of us. Was just go to the local shops and join their discords and stuff and be like, hey, brand new to the hobby, would love to get an intro game, blah blah blah. Um, and just go from there. I mean, the rules are pretty convoluted, but once you learn the basics and you understand that you need to read GW's rules, like literally, it's really not that bad. Oh, I didn't get to see pictures of those, Julio. He's a phenomenal painter, man. Even his brother had some really good painted stuff. I was able to check those out before they took off. But he also says he was playing since second edition. So I mean, he's got a lot of old models. One hand of me, it was sad that he couldn't play the new codex, but at the same time, I'm also glad they couldn't play the new codex because some of their stuff seems stupid powerful, bro. So, Deck, if you were to play, what faction would you go with? Are you a loyalist? Are you a Xenos guy? Are you a Chaos? What is your interest in that? Yeah, unfortunately, it's the luck of the draw sometimes, though, Julio, right? You know as well as I do, it's whatever they gotta sell the most of. Black Templars and Death Guard. Death Guard are on fire right now. They're doing so well, they're gonna catch the nerf stick probably the hardest out of everybody in the next update. Believe it or not, my first box set that I ever bought, 40K, was a start collecting box of Tyranids. I have no idea what happened to that box. I bought it when I was living out in Texas with my mother, way back when. And when I moved back to New Jersey, that box was never to be seen again. Yeah, it almost feels like it's that short, right? I mean, listen, they're in a really good spot. Their rules are good. Their units are really good. What needs to be adjusted with them is just their points. A lot of their units are heavily undercosted for the amount of nonsense they can do. That's actually what won ACO this year was Death Guard, the Index 2.0. I also bought that box, and I turned those Marines into Dark Angels. I definitely was not painting or playing competitively back then, and my painting ability was that of dry brushing Dark Angels green over black models, and I thought they looked phenomenal. And I was like, oh, I can do this. And then I started seeing some of the stuff other people were doing, and I was like, ah, I can't do this. Oh, that's gotta be worth something now, bro. I wish I could find the orc half of that box. I actually should go visit my mother since they moved back to New Jersey and see if I can find that stuff. Those orc helicopters were pretty cool. Oh man, you could probably make a pretty penny off some of that stuff. Yeah, over the years I kind of just bought random things. Um, I would paint them here and there, then I would lose interest because I wanted to learn to play the game. I wanted to play the game, but I couldn't find anybody, back then that would want to learn, that would want to play. So I kept giving it up. I didn't actually start playing and then getting into the competitive stuff until 2023, I want to say. I started with World Eaters at the end of ninth. I played a couple RTTs with them. And then 10th edition came out, and I was undecided what I was going to play. I started with the World Eaters. I wasn't really happy with their changes. I kind of jumped around a little bit. Then I went to Chaos Demons. And then I went to Tau for a little while. And then from Tau I went to Thousand Suns, and I played Necrons at a few tournaments. I did Thousand Suns for Cherokee. World Eaters were for ACO. And now, going forward, I'm back to my Psyker ways. Nice, dude. What up, Lane? It'd be nice to see those get on the board, bro. Wayne, did you get the survey for ACO? on how the event went in your email? Yeah, I haven't filled mine out yet. I have quite a bit to say. I'm gonna be brutally honest. I'm gonna talk about the nepotism I saw in the one judge's ruling. Yeah, I gotta touch up some of that splotchiness. But for now, it's good. Let me check that out, Deck Knight. Give me 1 second, brother. I can't wait to see this. This is probably gonna be phenomenal. Oh my lord. You have a Space Marines Battle Force. That's awesome. The Dark Vengeance box set. Shadow Spear. Okay. 2 Indominus sets. Dude. All the way on the right there, is that Black Templar, is that the Black Templar box set? Nice, man. That's a good collection right there. I think Black Templars are in a good spot right now too. I don't think they're terrible. I'm not a loyalist though. I don't know much about Marines. I am a son of Magnus. Even still, that's still a good collection though, dude. Actually got I packed up a lot of my stuff that I know for a fact I'm not going to use anymore to start making room. I have a lot of stuff coming in over the next week or so. I bought everything I need to run a couple of the detachments. In fact, I think I might have enough to run every detachment in the new codex. But the ones I'm really looking forward to is the Grand Coven, and I'm also looking forward to the Warpforged Cabal, which is an all-vehicle list. I think that one has potential. Since we now have access to Chaos Vindicators. It's all part of the hobby though, bro, right? And it's also part of the addiction. You see stuff that looks awesome and it's like, oh man, I want that. I'm gonna do it. And then, unfortunately, they just get put to the side and you get depressed that you never got to do it. Yes and yes. And I know secretly down inside, I'm thinking to myself, oh, maybe these will become collector's things later and I can resell them or something. And I never do. They just kind of sit there and taunt me. It's like, look, Shaun, something else you didn't finish. Alright. Getting there. Only a couple more tentacles to go. No rush, man. Take your time. Lane, I'm kind of disappointed I'm not going to be there on Saturday to check out this army in action, man. Kind of excited to see some Night Lords on the table. I don't think I've seen anybody run them yet at any tournament. Their models are definitely dope though. That nice like dark navy blue with like all the flesh and helmets are badass. Welcome back, bro. Alright, we got one more to do in purple, and then we're going to switch to Aethermatic blue. And then we can finally put this all together. Mateus, what's up, bro? How are you, man? How was the rest of your tournament, bro? Guys, Mateus here had one of the dopest looking Imperial Guard armies I saw there. They were frickin' phenomenal. And that says a lot from me, because I'm not again, a loyalist supporter. But my man's guard was on point. Yeah, he was, for me, he was game 3, first day. Yeah, his stuff, bro, his tanks and everything, painted flawlessly, bro. They look so dope. Same record, bro, 3 and 4. I ended up winning both of my games on day 3. Um, Day 2 was a little rough. I actually got beat by one of the TOs in my my fourth game. It was rough this year, man. There was a lot of phenomenal players there. There were a lot of phenomenal players there. It was a rough year. It was fun though. Put that down for a second. Have a little bit of coffee left. Where's the one in is it actually in the city or is it like around the city? I gotta tell you what the ruling was. Yeah, no, I will. You gotta give me a minute because I'm still very, very salty about it. Um, let me go start another cup of coffee. Let me go start another cup of coffee. I'll come back and I'll tell you what the rulings were. Mateus, are you in our Discord? Drop if you are or are not. Let me do this. Generate. It's a link to our Discord. Drop the details in there for us, man. We'll take a look. Boys, give me 3 minutes. Let me go make another cup of coffee, and Jake, I got you on the ruling. Guys, I will be right back. Mateus, tell me if let me know if you didn't get the link. I'll get it to you. Sorry. I guess the link never popped up because it didn't show up in the chat. Let me DM it to you. Where the hell can I do this? Give me 1 sec. Let me pull this up. Julio, you still watching? Can you get a link to the Discord, Mateus? Or get it in the chat somehow? For some reason something's eating the link when I try to post it. Mateus, we're gonna work on that for you. Just give me 1 second. And then let me get back to this real quick. I will show you what happened. And Jake, story's coming, brother. Here, let me do this too. Yeah, it's gotta be a setting that I don't know. That's my Discord name. Send me a message on there and I'll get you the link, bro. Alright. Gotcha. Da, da. got it. And sent. Alright. So, it was day 2. What was day 2? You know what? It doesn't really matter. I forget what layout day 2 was. So what ended up happening was, where that guy is, I had Karn and 10 Berserkers set up over here. This guy had a Dreadnought, a unit of 6 Sanguinary Guard, and Dante set up over here. Okay. He started to dwindle off my Berserkers. So the Berserkers were dying out. And I was like, alright, that sucks. That really sucks. I charged in. And it was something like this. The Berserkers were around here. They all came in. Tied up the unit. They were able to kill 3 of his Sanguinary Guard, but Dante and 3 were still alive. On the clapback, he killed the rest of my Berserkers. Karn died. Karn stood back up on a 2+, but since I couldn't put him back into engagement, he had to go to the next safest spot, which happened to be, or maybe the Dreadnought wasn't there. The Dreadnought, I think, was somewhere over here. Karn stood back up somewhere over there. His guys were placed something like this. There was no direct line of sight to get to Karn. And I think he was like this. Okay? So I'm like, alright, that sucks. Back into my turn, I moved all my stuff wherever I needed it to. I was going to charge Karn back into these guys. He claimed he could overwatch because Karn's axe was able to be seen over this ruin. And I'm like, but dude, I'm behind the footprint. I shouldn't be able to be seen. It should be completely obscuring. And he's like, well, I can see the axe. And I'm like, well, let's get a judge's ruling on that. Because I know the 2-inch rule, if I'm in the footprint and you can draw a direct line of sight to me, sure, you can see me. When I'm not on the footprint, I should be obscured. So the TO comes over, he makes his argument, I make my argument. The TO rules that he can overwatch me because I guess the axe is hanging over this. So his guys could see me. That was the TO's first ruling. And I'm like, alright, it sucks. I don't want Karn to die again. It is what it is, right? So, Karn dies. I'm like, this is awesome. Because I have like 3 or 4 CP. I'm like, guess what? Here comes the infamous Khorne Demonkin nonsense. Here comes 10 bloodletters. So I'm trying to call in 10 bloodletters. So I spend the CP. I can bring the 10 bloodletters in wholly within 9 of where that unit died, outside of an inch of an enemy unit. So I'm like, now Dante, your squad is mine. Because I'm going to spread these guys out, and I'm going to take your home objective at the same time. Right? So, spent the CP, put him in. It's still my charge phase, because Karn tried to charge here, I got overwatched. These guys come in the charge phase. Right? And I'm like, I'm going to charge Dante's unit. And I'm going to give them Lance. I'm sorry, no, I can't give them Lance. I can only give the Berserkers Lance. Because they have to get it from the Blood Tithe points. I'm like, this is unfailable. Let's go. So I do it, and he goes, well, you can't charge. And I was like, what do you mean I can't charge? He goes, well, they didn't start on the, they weren't on the board at the start of the charge phase. Therefore, they're ineligible to charge. And he pulled something up on his phone, but he wouldn't let me fully see it. And it didn't look like it was from the official app. It looked like it was something from, like, Google. And I was like, well, let me see it. We'll get a judge. So he calls the judge. The judge comes over again. And he's like, he wants to charge. He did this, blah, blah, blah. And he's ineligible to charge because he didn't start on the board at the charge phase. And I was like, I want to see that rule. So he shows the judge and his phone, and he turns his phone quickly off, and the judge is like, oh, that's very interesting. I've never seen that before, and da-da-da. And I'm like, dude, if you actually read in the core rules, it says as long as you're still in the charge phase and the unit hasn't declared a charge, they are eligible, no matter what. But the judge ruled in his favor. So I was like, so now you just took out 90% of what this list is built for. It's built to either kill your units or throw something of mine, like a cheap unit, away to die, so I can bring in those bloodletters and start tying up things. And now you're telling me that I can't play the strategy that this detachment is for. So I'm like, alright, well, I'll take my CP back, I'll take my units back. So I took my units back. Right? I took my CP back. Karn's still dead. Okay. He ends up going in the center of the field. Things are dying. He goes into the center of the field. He's still got 3 Sanguinary Guard left. I have Forge Fiends, you know, here. I had another Forge Fiend. I think I came in off strategic reserves over here, so I drew 2 firing lanes to this unit. Okay. This guy completely whiffed. This guy wiped up the 3 Sanguinary Guard that's left. So now a unit died. Dante is now a separate unit. I did the Bloodletter strat again. And he goes, oh, hold on. I'm going to command point reroll to try to save one of these guys. So he CP rerolls it, and a guy comes back. And I'm like, dude, you can't do that after, you know, the step's already done. I went, I spent CP. I now own that objective. I'm set up. This happened in the shooting phase, so now I can totally charge you in the charge phase. And he goes, well, I'm going to CP reroll it. And he does it. I was like, well, you can't do that. He goes, well, it doesn't change anything. I was like, sure it does. Would you have CP rerolled that if you knew that my next step was to bring in 10 Bloodletters to come and still hold that objective? Like so. And then I'm going to wrap Dante and I'm going to absolutely obliterate him. So he calls the judge over again and he explains it. And I explain my side again, and the judge again rules in his favor. And I'm like, dude, what what the fuck? What am I supposed to do? So because he allowed this to happen, this is what caused me to lose this game. After that point, I was so mentally defeated that you not only took all the strategy out of my army, you found rules that weren't in the official app and core rules and claimed that they were, you know, the way to play it, even though I showed you what it said in the introduction to the charge phase, in the charge phase itself, and you still ruled against it. Are you friends with this player? Is there nepotism going on? Like, what? Is there favoritism going on? You'll have to text it to me then, Julio. Because I literally spent hours that night when we went upstairs into the room trying to find it. Either way, I ended up losing this game. And I was just mentally defeated. I was like, I don't even know if I want to play this out. Thank you. Give me 1 second. What charges? A unit is eligible to charge if it's within 12 of one or more enemy units at the start of your charge phase unless any of the following apply. Alright. Alright, maybe I can see that one. Have a good night, Mateus, man. Alright. Granted, alright, we'll cut that one out, because that might be legitimate. What the hell about the other two? You know what I'm saying? What about the other two? It is what it is. I don't necessarily think I was going to end up winning that game. I definitely wasn't winning that game after that final ruling in the center. But it's fine. That was probably the worst game that I had all weekend. But I'm glad I stuck it out because I was able to play with some pretty awesome people. My first pairing was absolutely horrific. I got paired into the guy who placed number 2 out of everybody. Guy was a phenomenal player. I definitely underestimated him. Alright, let's get back to this. You know what? At the end of the day, guys, it is what it is now. I learned a lot. I did win both of my games the last day. And I had some pretty good opponents the last day. I did have some pretty awesome opponents. I played Grey Knights and Tyranids the last day. I actually played both brothers during that event, Julio. The Tyranids brother I played round 2, it was Orcs. And then I played his brother in the final day, which was kind of cool. They were from Maryland. Pretty awesome dudes. But that's GW for you. Very convoluted rules. So for the undersides of the tentacles, I'm using Paramedic blue. So the next big event for us is probably going to be Summer of Slaughter in Piscataway, New Jersey. I know a few of us are signed up. I'm going to look into it and see if I can get some coverage for work for the Friday night before. Because it's very close to home, it's local, we don't have to spend money on hotels or anything like that. You can just kind of drive there, play, go home, relax, do it again the next day. And then the next big FLG event for myself is probably going to be Cherokee next year. I am FLG'd out for the year. I know a couple of the guys, they like to go to LVO. I would not mind going to LVO. I'm just not in a year. I've already done 2 other major FLG events. If I was going to do LVO, that would be the only one I did for the year. Alright, I see some stuff I gotta touch up with purple. Do that in a little bit. This is another color I absolutely love from the contrast line. So those are the next ones for the big events. Otherwise, we're going to continue to run our RTTs every month. We do a RTT down in Toms River every month, every 3rd Saturday. I got a lot of practicing to do, specifically with my 1,000 Suns. I felt like I was cheating on them when I went to ACO without them. But I also didn't want to go to a super major with an army I had no practice with the new codex. I was like, I already have X amount of games with the Corn Demonkin, I might as well go there with it. Actually, I have to look at my ranking for 1,000 Suns. The last time I checked, I was 64th in North America. But it's probably changed. Oh, that's cool. Chaos Knights, are you looking forward to their codex release? Shit, sorry. I just totally knocked into the camera. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's the good thing about getting the codex, right? Is usually they come out pretty dang good. Maybe you'll get lucky and you'll be on death guard levels for a little while, and you can run some tables. I'm still extremely surprised there wasn't a bigger death guard turnout to ACO this year, especially with how crazy all their stuff is. Only 10% of the players there were playing death guard. Julio also plays Chaos Knights. Alright, first one done. Let's get to the next one. Around the time the armies hit the nerf bat? Yeah, it seems about right, right? They're supposed to be next up on the slate though, and I don't think the next errata is supposed to be until what? September? Late August, September? Fully out this weekend. Awesome. It'll be nice to see those big knights back on the table and give some flavor instead of just running a oops all dogs list. Okay, okay. What are you in grad school for? God damn it. Oh, it's Juno. Okay. How is that going, Juno? Sorry, man. It took me a minute to realize. And then you said it, and I was like, oh, shit. I think I got it all. Nah, you're a little bit more than that, man. You've been here since the beginning, bro. I appreciate you hanging. Always have, always will. You, Deck Knight, the OGs. To us, you're more than just a name on a screen, man. And specifically, you keep me company as I'm being a nerd and painting my stuff. So, I appreciate that. Hey, listen, man. I used to do the same thing when I was going through medic school. Flashcards, they definitely help. And then you'll be making buku bucks, and you can commission, get your work commissioned. Deck Knight. That Bellicor, bro. I remember painting him. I actually, I liked, I'm pretty sure I told these guys, I said, I think I painted him better than I painted my own. Yeah, like I said, you guys are definitely more than just a name on a screen. You guys are the OGs. You've been with us since the beginning, when it was just 3 of us. The team has since expanded. We are... God, what do we... We picked up 1, 2, 3, 4... We're 9 deep right now. We picked up 4 new guys. 4 awesome additions to the team. You'll probably catch some of those guys in our recorded battle reports, but definitely some of our live stuff too whenever we start doing our live games again. I know Julio's working on some videos right now of our post-game recaps and stuff of ACO. I'm glad I'm doing this way. I didn't do this way for my other ones. I also had to speed build and speed paint my other 2 because I needed them for a tournament. I don't remember if I needed them for an RTT or Cherokee when I built my Mutalith Beast. Ooh, excuse me. Cherokee was also another really good experience. That was my first FLG event. There was 300 something people there. It is. It is a really big pain in the ass. If you do not have the pieces together in the right spots, trying to connect them all at the end is near impossible. I learned my lesson from the first 2. And I built everything and waited till the last step to glue it all so I could maneuver and manipulate everything while the glue was still setting. Yeah, Dak, just trying to work out a schedule, bro. I know for at least right now, you can pretty much guarantee me every Wednesday because my drop days from work are on Wednesdays. I'm definitely gonna work out what other nights. I want to do at least 2 to 3 paint streams a week. I got to work out the kinks and everything again with the multi-stream on Streamlabs. So I can do both platforms again, or multiple platforms. Yeah, no, it's great, and I'm not short on content. I have so much chaos stuff that's sitting next to me that I need to build for all these different detachments. I have another 40 rubric marines that I need to do for my rubric A detachment. I have a bunch of 15 or 20 scarab oculate terminators. I have the brand new sectar robots I need to do. What else do I got over there? I have a bunch of Zangors. I just ordered another 4 boxes of Zangor Enlightened. So I'm going to have another 15 Zangor Enlightened to do. I have a couple Chaos Vindicators. I have some new Chaos Rhinos to do. What else? What else? What else? Some regular Zangors to do. And then my next project after that is I'm going to be working on a display piece. So when I take these guys to FLG, I can put them on a display box and get them rated for paint. So there is no shortness of content in the near future. And if I'm going to sit here and paint to my heart's content, I might as well hang out with some pretty decent people and help me pass the time. Try to continue to build the channel. We have a lot of big ideas coming up in the next year that we are just trying to finalize some stuff, and can't wait to share it all with you guys. Get back to where we were, start doing some giveaways and stuff again like we did. Be a lot of fun. Right. That one's good. Juno, have you seen my completed Mutalith Beast yet? Have I showed any of you guys my completed stuff yet? I know I don't have any pictures on Discord, and that's my fault. And see, that's another reason, Deck Knight and Juno, why you guys are more than just a name. We always appreciate you guys hanging out, bro. You will always be more than just a name to me. Slacker. Yeah, I know. Actually, I bought my my son a photo box for Christmas, and I don't think he's opened it, so maybe I will be the one to open it. Ah, okay, yeah. Okay, and you figured out the basing. Yes, sir. Alright, let me just get this last little piece of a tentacle, and I will pull out, because they're sitting in the box right next to me. Cool, because I need to let that dry anyway. Mutalith Vortex Beast. You're next up on The Price is Right. So, this is my completed MVB. What the other one's going to look like. The only difference is I did on this one that I didn't do on these guys is I used fluorescent paints here and over here just to brighten around the circles and the swirls. But this guy, they both look like that. The basing was done the exact same way. And then let me grab one of these little guys down here. All of my Zangor Enlightened. Let me just see if I can get that to zoom real quick. Hold on. Let me get that to focus. Come on, camera. There we go. It should refocus in a second. Give me a minute. There we go. Dude, I just bought 4 more on eBay for these guys. So I'm gonna have a whole mess of these little suckers. Why their points values are so low. And then the man, the myth, and the legend himself. The guy who did nothing wrong. The one who ties them all together. The Magnus. And then I also have some cultists and stuff in the box that they need to go because they're not even in the codex anymore. Let's see. Got some Infernal Masters. Give you guys a look at the rubrics. And then some of my Exalteds. And then my favorite guy to proxy in. So, Exalted on disc. The name of the little guys are Zangor Enlightened. So, Exalted on disc. Let me get it to focus. Maybe. Come on, camera. Infernal Master. I don't know why it's not focusing. Anyway. Yeah, you like that? That's the way I painted them. The rims are all different colors, just to tell what the enhancements were and what squad they were a part of. This guy I usually proxy in as just a regular sorcerer. This is a change caster from the Zinch Demons. Same base size, same basic model size. This is my change caster that I usually proxy in as just a regular sorcerer character. And then my rubrics. This is probably my best painted army and the army I'm taking the most time getting them done because I enjoy them so much. And I cannot wait to get these guys back on the tabletop and flaming everybody out. The list I'm going to be running is running 6, 12, 15 Zangor Enlightened with Great Bows, 3, 6, 9 Zangor Enlightened with Spears, 2 Exalted Sorcerers, 2 Infernal Masters, 2 squads of Rubrics, all Flamer, 1 Soul Reaper, Magnus, 3 MVBs, and a regular unit of Zangors. That is my 2,000 point list. I'm sticking to it. And then, for shits and giggles, this guy came with me with my World Eater's army to ACO. This was my Khorne Demon Prince. Can't you see how Khorne he is, guys? This is very Khorne. I just want you to know. And I told everybody. Very Khorne. Ugh. So he was there representing my T-Sons even though I wasn't playing T-Sons. Yeah, it's... The reason why it's so terrifying and so fun at the same time is the way they changed the data sheets on the Exalted Sorcerer and the Sorcerer. So in the Index Edition, the regular character Sorcerers had an 18-inch loan up. So I would use them in my old list to get the double Doom Bolts off. And still stay relatively safe with the Rubric squad, right? Now they gave it to the Exalted Sorcerers on disc that can be linked up with Zangor Enlightened. So now I can have 6 Bogoats with an Exalted Sorcerer that has an 18-inch loan up, a 30-inch range, 2 shots each, lethal, precision, ignores cover, at a strength 5 -2, 2 damage. That is absolutely insane. It's 50 I'm gonna say this, it's gonna get nerfed, and I'm okay with it. It's 50 points for 3, 80 points for 6. There's absolutely no reason you should not bring 3 units of 6. You should not. You should be bringing 18 of these little fuckers every time you play. They reactive move if you come within 9. They're just... if you can get to them and you can get inside of that loan up, they do fall over. But you can literally snipe out characters from across the field with these things for 80 points. And you can trade them if you need to trade them because they're 80 points. And if you overcommit to kill an 80-point unit, you have 3 MVBs looking down firelings with Magnus on the back end who are just absolutely going to obliterate you. Oh, I can't wait. I'm getting excited thinking about playing this list. Now we're going to do all the little drippy saliva things on the tentacles. And then it should be time to glue them into place. I also want to work in Chaos Rhinos into the list somehow. So I think if any of that stuff gets nerfed in the next points update, which I'm sure it's going to, the Rhinos in the Thousand Suns list are absolutely killer too. It's +1 to hit and +1 to wound for anything that they shoot for any unit that disembarks from the Rhino that turn. So you could put 2 heavy hitting units of rubrics inside, shoot with the Rhino, and then whenever that Rhino hit, you shoot with the rubrics, and they're at +1 to hit, +1 to wound. For, I think they're only 90 points for those Rhinos. There we go. Saved it. There's a big drop of water that just mixed with paint and kind of just bled into some detail. I was able to pick it right up before it set. Because that would have looked ugly. starting to get to the finer details of this guy. As always, just take your time. Oh, you know what I was thinking of before deck night, if you're still here? If you ever wanted to learn to play, bro, and you got some time, we could, I could play a game with you on TTS and give you a quick rundown. Play like a quick 1,000-point game or something like that. Usually takes about 60 to 90 minutes for a small game like that. You can try out whatever army you want basically without having to buy it and paint it and build it. That offer basically goes for anybody. I'm more than happy to always play a TTS game. It's not the same as real 40k, but it's practice, and that's... Everybody could always use practice, right? Alright, let me let that dry for a moment. I'm gonna go run to the bathroom. I gotta stretch my legs, and then we're in the home stretch here, boys. If you guys are still hanging out, I appreciate it. Anybody who's just lurking, appreciate that too. I will, oh, excuse me. I'll be right back. tentacle work. I don't remember these taking this long when I did the other two, but you know what? We're there. We're right there. Yeah, yeah, no kidding. I actually feel okay about painting these because I don't actually have a deadline for these right now. Now it's get done when I get done. The next real big anything we have coming up is in August. And I will have everything absolutely finished for the Grand Coven list by then. I might even have my Warpforged Cabal done by then. That one's going to be fun. Some Psychers with an all-vehicle list. That's going to be fun. Now that they decided to give us access to Vindicators and stuff like that. And our Predators interact with Psychic stuff really well too. With a stratagem that turns a vehicle's weapons all psychic. Oh, that sounds like fun. Unless you play into something that's got feel no pains against psychic attacks, then it's no fun. We do have a local RTT this Saturday that I know our guys are running. I'm not going to, unfortunately, not be able to play in that one. I got to work the night before, and there's no way I'm working 13 hours. And then going to play another 13 hours on no sleep. My kids want to go to a movie this weekend, so I'm going to go take them to, I'm going to take my 4-year-old to his first actual movie in a movie theater. That's going to be an adventure in itself. And I'm still kind of warhammered out after ACO. 3 days, 7 games. Being away from the family for that long, it's exhausting. My back was hurting. I was living off of Tylenol, Motrin. Alright, any more saliva drips on this one? Nope. Okay. Let's put you there. Let's get you. There's a lot of really good heavy hitters at ACO2, guys. There's some names that I only ever heard of before until I got to see them in action. The number 1 and number 2 respectively Thousand Sun players were at ACO. One was playing on the team side, one was playing on the single side with us. Our buddy Vinny got to play him game 1. His name is TJ Lanigan. Dude is probably one of the best 40k players I've ever seen. Some people are just born knowing how to play the game, or they just come into it and they know exactly what to do. And he is one of them. Watching him play his list was absolutely killer. And then game 3 he played against our other teammate Dennis. And I tried to warn these guys before going. I said, hey, these guys are big names, man. Really good players. Yeah, man, listen, there's a lot of solid players out there, and it's like, I'm sure there's a ton of other solid players that are out there too that just aren't in the competitive scene that we don't know about. But some people are just born with it, man. They're born with the talent and the knowledge of the game just to absolutely manipulate it any way they want and win everything. You know? The other great thing about the game is you can play the best game you've ever played in your life, and if your dice don't work with you that day and you just can't roll to save your life, there's nothing you can do about it. It's like what Play On says, dice tell stories. You know? It's either A, the dice gods are with you, or they're not. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I definitely was fanboying a little bit because TJ was playing in the next table over for me from me, and I was like, bro, luckily I got to talk to him and get some advice from him about my Thousand Sons. So that is one guy I was trying to follow and learn as much as I can. The other guy that was there that I was talking to was Malachi Fowler. Another very, very solid Thousand Sons player. Maybe one day I'll see my name in the top rankings for Thousand Sons. If I can make it to the top 50, I'm happy. That name sounds familiar. What army does he normally play? That name sounds very, very familiar. Gotcha. That's why it sounds familiar. That's really what put Deathwatch back on the map, right? There was only one person at ACO representing Deathwatch last weekend. There was also only one Chaos Demons player. Oh no, that broke. And I don't know how. That's okay. It was like a clean snap, and I don't know what could have done that. All right, let's do the teeth, and then we'll do final touch-ups, and we'll get it glued on. So, where is my skeleton horde? Gilliman, Nurse Rag, Yellow, Apothecary. Here it is. It's funny, the Death Watch winning the LVO. There was no Death Watch meta in our local until after they won LVO, and then of course everybody and their mother came out with Death Watch. They were popping up everywhere. And to speak on what we were just talking about before too, with all these really good big name players. TJ made a comment that the week before LVO he played like 40 games or something like that. I was like, well, no matter that's why these people are so good. They're playing like 20, 30, 40 games a week. If you're playing to that extent, I mean, you should know everything inside and out about your army, right? You should also know at the end of each turn where your guys are going to end up, what their jobs are. Know the ins and outs of even your opponent's armies. If you're playing that many games in a week. I also want to know what these people do for work that they can play 20, 30, 40 games in a week. But I also know TG gets paid from Vanguard Tactics because he does like their academy. He does coaching and stuff on his own Patreon and whatnot. So I mean that I'm sure helps. But when my buddy Vinny told me we were all standing around each other for pairings for first turn, he goes, "I'm fucking playing TJ." I was like, "Oh, sorry, bud." Better you than me. Alright. Couple more little TVs. Juno, it was great seeing you, man. Good talking with you. Have a good night. And yeah, probably this weekend. I'll be back probably Saturday night. Just check the Discord, and I'll be posting the schedule and stuff in there, bro. But appreciate you hanging out, man. All right. Well, I think that is probably where I'm gonna leave it for the night. At least all the tentacles are now fully done. Just a little touch-ups here and there. Get it all together. I'll get the base done tomorrow. We can call this guy done. The next project is to find out how to get this multi-stream thing working again so I can get back on Twitch, or get us all back on Twitch. Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it all straightened out. Again, lots of content and stuff coming. Julio, have a great night, man. Thanks for hanging out. Deck Knight, brother, always great to see you, man. Appreciate you guys hanging out for the night, chatting it up, helping me keep sane while painting my little dudes. I'm looking to get back at it this weekend, probably Saturday night, probably a little bit later, so I don't run into any pre-stream issues like I did earlier this evening. But as it sits right now, every Wednesday night, I'm just going to work out a time to get started. I'll post it up in Discord, just keep your eyes peeled. And that's it. So everybody have a good night. Thank you again for hanging out. Thanks for the support. and I will catch you guys on the next one.